Amy Jacques Garvey, the great woman behind a great man. Amy Euphemia Jacques Garvey played a huge role in the life of Marcus Garvey and was herself a great leader and role model for her people. Amy Jacques Garvey went to high school in Jamaica, which at the time, back in the early 1900s, was a rare thing for a young Jamaican. Growing up, her father had always encouraged her to read periodicals and newspapers to enhance her knowledge of the world. After school, she worked for a law firm in Jamaica and learned a lot about law and administration. During this time, she became a follower of Marcus Garvey and the United Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA. Amy went to New York in 1917, where she attended a UNIA rally. She went on to meet Marcus and to become his private secretary. Amy Jacques and Marcus Garvey married in 1922, several months after Marcus Garvey had divorced his first wife, who was also named Amy Ashwood. It is well known that Amy Jacques' role was the woman behind the scenes, and as the saying goes, behind every great man, there's a great woman. Amy would help Marcus write articles and speeches, research history, organise events, and put her experience in working in law and her passion for newspapers into practice to help build the UNIA to a new level. Her passion for newspapers sparked when she initiated the very first edition of the Negro World, the UNIA newspaper that was very popular worldwide. After Marcus was imprisoned for the supposed mail fraud of a named saboteur, Amy Jacques Garvey took on the role as head of the UNIA. She edited and published 2 volumes of the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey and 2 volumes of his poetry, The Tragedy of White Injustice, and selections from the poetic meditations of Marcus Garvey. While doing this, she worked tirelessly with lawyers to get her husband out of jail and kept the UNIA moving forward by delivering speeches and meeting up with the leadership of the group.
Keep cool, keep cool. Don't get hot like some fool. Keep cool, keep cool.
When Marcus was deported to Jamaica in 1927, Amy joined him. They had 2 sons in Jamaica, and in 1937 Marcus Garvey moved to England. After Marcus's passing in 1940, Amy Jacques Garvey continued the struggle for black nationalism and African independence.
Jamaica has a black prime minister. You say, well, those people are in power. That's black power. But that's baloney. That is hogwash. That's a damn lie.
And in 1944, she wrote a memorandum correlative of Africa, West Indies and the Americas, which she used to convince UN representatives to adopt an African Freedom Charter. She also visited Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was being installed at the time as Nigeria's first Governor-General in 1963. Amy published her own book, Garvey and Garveyism, in 1963, as well as a booklet entitled Black Power in America, The Power of the Human Spirit, in 1968. In 1974, Amy Jacques Garvey assisted John Henrik Clarke in editing Marcus Garvey and the Vision of Africa. Her final work was The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, Volume 3, written in conjunction with EU, Essien Udom. Amy Jacques Garvey died aged 77 on the 25th of July, 1973, in Jamaica. Go online or to the library to find out more about Amy Jacques Garvey and the great role she played in shaping and bringing the message of Marcus Garvey to us all. Thanks for watching.